Big Mecha.
Welcome back to another episode of Big Mecha But Not Huge. I've got a special group today. I got my co-hosts, Paul and Will. Both of you say hi.
Ah.
Hi, hi, hi. Welcome back to this wonderful interlude episode of Gquuuuuux, where we get to talk about the finale episode. Guys, in a nutshell, what did you think?
I think the only thing I could say is mind blown. Every assumption I made for this episode was wrong.
Me too.
So,
Oh my god.
I would say this episode just proves that apparently, if you see Universal Century, no longer does it mean grounded and safe. Now it means G Gundam? Huh, that's for people who believe in reality.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that, because I still think if you mean Universal Century, grounded and safe, it could just mean regular Universal Century. This is technically alternate Universal Century.
Is it? Okay, then I guess this show's fucking weird.
It's
a
one
weird
alternate
version of the show.
Universal Century.
Yeah.
Even Turn A
is
Gundam is more
one.
grounded than this. They don't have the wild stuff going on that this one does.
To be fair, you don't really see them on the ground for very long anyways.
This was
Because
crazy.
this show is literally all over the place.
So, you want to do a quick
man.
once-over of the episode and its events, and then we'll kind of dig into each of the crazy things?
So we start off with the Kira.
Oh boy. You do
No,
I
really,
do
that's
have a
exactly
couple
how it starts
comments
off.
about it. I do have a couple
Huh?
about the Kira because I noticed something on my third watch of it, my third viewing of it.
Okay.
The Kira, it depends on the character's emotional state. Depends on the coloration.
I think
of
we
it.
could all infer that based off of how this episode transpired, yes.
And how, because of Shuji's emotional state, whenever they showed him in the Kira, his colors were muted.
So let's
Always
get into that.
muted.
So first we start off with Shuji and the Kira talking to Machu saying, "Hey, I'm gonna get rid of that Rose girl." Isn't that right?
I don't know. I don't know Japanese, so I'm not sure what they were actually saying, but
You didn't watch it with the subs?
Well, no, that doesn't matter. I'm still confused. This show makes so little sense. Who the fuck is Shuji?
I don't think we need to know that.
You kind of do, because he's super invested
Not really,
in...
because
He wants to delete their reality, and his reasoning is, well, I care about Lala. Who the fuck are you, Shuji? Why do you care?
Thinking, my idea behind this, because obviously this is going to encompass the entire episode here.
Yeah, it's all
My
him.
idea is that Shuji is not a normal being. Obviously, the fact that, he can do a whole lot of crazy stuff in this particular
Yeah,
episode.
this episode is weird.
But I don't think he's a human being or a new type.
You think he's like
At
a
this point-
reflection of a subconscious desire type of deal, or like a fail-safe of
Right.
the power type of thing?
Either that or he's a god.
I mean, or Gundam has gods, and we've just met our first.
Yeah. Because my simulation theory was completely blown away. which
Simulation.
it would
No.
have been so nice, but the fact that it bitch slapped me and said, "Sean, you're wrong."
Yeah, it just
I'm
went
like,
straight
"Alright."
Marvel. Halfway through the episode, my brain's like, "Oh, we're going the Marvel Comics route." Okay.
Pretty
No.
much. And you know what? I was okay with it, because the fact of the matter being, if I had predicted it, I would have been happy saying, yeah, at least I was able to go ahead and see where this was playing out. But this had Anno and everything else all written over it, to the point where I know that neither of
Yeah.
you have watched it yet. This rang so similar to Rebirth of Evangelion, the final movie. And
Really?
it really did. And
Huh.
because of that, I was even more invested than what my my theory was. So, man, that was... I won't say that it was a perfect ending. I will say it was an ending that once made me tear up, and then also made me smile at the very end. With the way how Shuji decides that he wants to protect Lala, or at least protect her dream, but by ridding her of this universe,
He
I'm a little
essentially wants to
confused by
fix.
that.
He wants to. So, yeah, no, This is one of my problems with the ending. It's very confusing, and it makes so little sense because they did not any internal rules they established before now. They throw out the window.
Oh, yeah.
We've
quickly.
still got. Do you? This episode, I have so many problems with so many choices the characters make because they all. There's a couple choices that feel wildly out of character. Then 5 minutes later, they're back to being in character, and I'm like, why did you make that weird remark 10 minutes ago and try to kill that guy? I don't understand what's
Point
happening.
in case,
What?
or case in
Why?
point, fucking Shalia Bull when he's busy fighting
Shalia tries
Char.
to murder Shar and says, "We follow
Nowhere.
Artesia," and then immediately
Which
drops it. And I'm like, what the
it
fuck are
did
you
come out of
talking
nowhere.
about?
It did come out of nowhere, but I'm also
Why?
talking about when he's actually in the middle of the fight and he's focusing on Char, and then for a split second
Hmm.
later, you're like, oh wait, what's going on with the Gquuuuuux?
Hmm.
Yes,
Hmm.
like literally, he's in the middle of
That
getting
part
his.
stuck out. That was so weird.
He's literally in the middle of getting his ass handed to him, and then he literally goes, "The G-Cooks." I'm like,
Yeah.
dude,
What
focus on
was
your
that a
own fight.
cue to the audience? I
Yeah.
am very confused. Why do you care? What was
It was
that? Was,
it was
was,
it was
was
out it was it was
that a
out of place,
fourth
but it
wall
was really
break? What
funny.
was that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the way that everybody focused on that particular section, like right after that,
Uh-huh.
it's like, okay, that makes sense, that everybody's, relying
Yeah,
on
it
that, the
does.
outcome of that
Yeah.
fight. But the fact that
Uh-huh.
he's in his
Just
own
out
fight,
of
almost to the point
uh-huh.
where he's about to die. Hey, wait, what's
Slash
going on
kill
with the
Char,
G-Cocks?
like they're both right on top, and then hey, what's going on over there? And
But
you're like, aren't you a life and death situation? What is
It's like,
happening?
hey, this is our worded way of saying we're going to do a transition quickly.
but
You could
to
just
be
cut the
honest,
scene. Why did he need to say that?
but to be honest,
It
if
almost felt like early '70s anime,
yeah, but to be honest,
which
the
makes so
fight's
much
going
sense.
on. The fight's going on at the same time. I'm pretty sure the moment he says that, that's when the white Gundam turns into Godzilla
Of the giant
out
black
of
and white Gundam?
freaking.
Okay. Before we get into there, let's continue on with the plot real quick
Oh
because
shit!
that's a whole giant fuckery thing right there. All right,
I did
so
like the reference to something that hasn't been shown in the series yet: dummy balloons.
Oh yeah, they
well,
say
there's
that out loud, and I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
those exist?
yeah. I'm
well
like,
they do
no,
the
they
dummy
don't.
balloon thing with the Kikaroga.
No, they don't. The
Yeah,
Kikaroga
they
has
do.
its scarecrow thing that pops out. It
Oh,
doesn't
I
Yeah,
have
thought he
yeah.
had two,
dummy
and one of them was a
balloons.
okay.
No, no, no.
It,
It pops out of the main body.
yeah,
Well, before we go into that giant thing or
cluster.
the giant elephant in the room,
Yeah.
so Machu is facing down Shuji, saying, "Look, I'll fight you because I need to protect Lala because I know that you care about her. I care about her too. There's no reason for you to try and end her life or end this universe."
Hmm.
Meanwhile, Char's out doing his Charliness, and oh
I'm
man,
doing
Will, what
more
happens
sure
with
than
Char
ever.
here?
So Shalia shows up, loses his mind, and then the two of them have to fight. And while
Well, no,
the
no, 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 no. You're totally glossing over the fact that Shalia tries to kill Cassilia,
oh well, no, Shar successfully does, but
but he does it in the best way.
he does it in the Shar way. He salutes her,
Yes,
and then his giant mobile suit headshots her warship with a bazooka,
yes.
which was fantastic. I was like, oh,
I
that's
was like, you know what?
that,
Perfect callback.
that's a good one-to-one reference. I appreciate you for doing that,
Mhm. And
Yeah.
animators.
it does
It
the
is
exact.
goofy, but I appreciate you doing it.
It does the exact motions he actually did when in
Mhm.
the original series
It
when
is
he
a
killed.
Oh yeah,
one-to-one.
Yeah.
it was perfect. It was honestly a perfect moment. So as he's basically commending Char for ridding the world of or the universe of the zombies, Shalia's like, "Hey,
Hmm.
so what are your plans now?" "I'm probably gonna go ahead and ruin Earth because, like, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm gonna have to kill you now. We
Well,
follow Artesia, not you."
well,
Bye.
what did he say? Did he say he wanted to
Oh
kill
God.
everyone on Earth too, or
No, but I think he basically said it's time for us to rectify the Earth situation, something along those lines.
He if what he says is it's time for us to make new types the new type the world ready for new types, and I will do it however I have to. So, and it's basically him saying, I'm willing to kill everybody to
Yeah,
I'm
it
willing
was basically
to end the earth
him
in order
turning
to.
into what Cassilia turned
which
into,
is
which was the Char's counterattack version of
yeah,
Char.
it's all very confusing though because there's like no motivation for them to do that, and they've never expressed it before. It's just like, oh, I'm in charge. Genocide must occur. Why?
Okay, so All right, so if we're gonna focus on that, let's go ahead and talk about Char's counterattack for a second. Then between Zeta to that, there is no reason for Char to go as hard as he did or as nuts as he did. There's no reason for it. There's like absolutely none. If you go on Google and you try to type in why did Char become evil again or something similar, everyone just has conjecture because it's all along the lines of he just fucking snapped.
Yep.
And that's essentially the way that I took that with Cassilia, because she basically became that Char because Char was gone. And Char was basically trying to lead Neo
I
Zeon.
could see that also as the way that Lala's fake universe works is it has roles that it knows it has to fulfill, and it keeps trying to slot people into those roles and then causing conflict and chaos because of it. Because there's an internal logic to her dream state that is their universe, and it keeps trying to fill those roles. And until...
Which is why I'm still convinced that it might be a simulation.
Well, I mean,
but
technically
it's
not. It is. It's her brain simulating it, but...
Yeah, but it's not a program.
No, it's not. It's magic at this point. It's just bullshit magic at this point.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
This isn't science fiction. This is just fucking magic. She has the powers of a Marvel superhero, and you just accept it. And it's like, okay, I guess that's what this universe does. She's a Marvel superhero. She can change all of reality. Leave it alone.
Yep. So from there, we get to the point where Machi's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to take you on. And then meanwhile, she sees Nian off to the side. Nian's like, I'm so useless. I can't believe I did something horrible. He's like, you're not useless. I need you.
No.
And if we all want to go on our dream vacation to Earth, then we need to band together to actually take on Shuji. Will you do it with me, Nian?
No. You missed out the fact that she was sad that Cassilia died, and she couldn't have Cassilia eat her cooking.
Yeah. She was having a moment where her brain was like, how do I rectify that Castilia just died in front of me? And she's like, it would have been nice to show her my cooking. And I'm like, you are a broken person.
Okay, so just to I want to talk about that real quick. So when she said that, considering all that Nian has gone through in the last, I don't know, week or two, she knows what the euphemism for cooking is at this point, where it's basically meaning, death, by poison or some shit. So I took that to mean, she died. Well, I guess I can't get the chance to poison her.
Nian's never killed anyone by poison. How is that a euphemism? When is that shown in the show? Because that one guy cooked cakes and killed people?
Yeah, because that's exactly what it was.
No, I think it was...
I guess in their world, that just feels like a jump. Like, why would Nian be poisoning people? She has a giant robot.
Goes around killing people.
Yeah, but there's a reason.
No, there's a difference.
There's no Shuji carrot. If she kills Castilia, she loses her Shuji carrot. Castilia keeps giving her Shuji carrot.
Okay, never mind then. So maybe she really did want to cook for her.
Yeah,
she just, I think, wanted to cook for her. She's just so broken and, like, emotionally distant. She's like, how do I deal with the fact that I just watched her die? Too bad I can't cook for her because she's dead now. And it's like, yeah, you are broken. Yeah. Their world is awful.
I think it goes back to the first night she spent with Cassilia, how Cassilia cooked her a carrot cake. And she
wanted to kind of do the same back to her. It's like she was never, they didn't show her like fully open up to Castilia. It was very clear that Castilia was trying to emotionally manipulate her and get her to like her. But in the end, it was only literal in that she was brushing her hair. Castilia doesn't give a shit about anything else beyond that. She wanted a minion to kill people.
Yeah.
Which Nian was very good at. And her kill count way higher than everybody else in this show. Yeah. So.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I seriously thought Cassilia was dead during the last episode. Until she just showed up.
I mean, it was like the one time, that's the most realistic thing in this entire anime, because she gets shot in the gut, which can take hours to kill you, especially if you bandage the wound. And they did. So she was just really annoyed. Yeah. Well, up until the Char point.
Yeah, that's what I
Not
mean.
so much. Yeah, she was doing fine. She just looked kind of constipated and annoyed, and then she got shot by a bazooka. Up until then she was doing good.
Got bitten by the dog that I tried to tame.
Yeah, well, that was your mistake.
Yep.
And that was
also,
completely
did
unnecessary.
anyone else see her get vaguely racist for a little bit? where she
Yes,
was like,
yes.
"My red hair is terrible," and they were beautiful and blonde, and I'm like, "Oh, we're leaning back into the Nazi stuff. I see. Okay,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
wow."
like they were perfect children, and they were
I wish I could
perfect.
have children like that
Stupid
one
children.
day, and it's like, wow, Cecilia, you have some problems.
Yeah.
It's
And
okay
she's
though.
dead.
Char fixed her problems. She no longer has to worry about
Hmm.
that.
Speaking of worrying and problems and fixing, yeah, I didn't really have a good segue for that. So,
No, boom headshot.
Char is busy fighting Shalia.
Hmm.
Machu manages to get Nian back in the line,
Yes,
and
they.
they have one of the coolest fights against the White Devil. Oh my god. Not only is it so wonderful to look at, you can actually see all the callbacks to the previous fights from this show in the middle
Hmm.
of this fight. The
Hmm.
fact that the G-Fred actually grabs the G-Quux
Yep,
and uses it almost like as a shield,
yep,
but
human.
basically grabs it to move it forward so it can
Hmm.
do its own attack.
Yep,
Oh my god!
and then she peeks from behind and pokes her gun over the shoulder, so that hitting with the left hand and then holding the right, so that you have both of them attacking at the same time, resulting in essentially like 3 or 4 attacks at once. That was
Yeah,
freaking cool.
Oh
it was
yeah, it was
awesome. the,
gorgeous.
So
the
good.
entire
So
thing
good.
was beautiful. It was a
Also, I'm
marvel.
glad we didn't like try to shoehorn in that Machu and Yan hate each other because you've never written that in the show, so it makes
Hmm.
no sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Not
even
that
in the last
not that this
episode
is
when they
founded
fight
on
for
logic.
all for a minute, she's like, "Wait a minute. So why are you doing this? I don't know. I'm just here."
I just want to find Shuji, and she's like, "Oh, okay. Me too. You should follow me." Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's literally it.
Shuji gets to the point where he's like, "Enough of this. I'm tired. I got to get this done. It's time for me to kill
Hmm.
Lala." Paul, what does Shuji do?
That's a good question.
Okay,
What did he do?
so Shuji
Up, up,
gets
down, down, left, right, BA start.
so Shuji first starts out with, and quote, he goes in, he piggybacks off the segue that Char leaves. If things can come in from one direction, we should be able to send stuff back the other direction. And he goes, well, if things are coming through, I'm gonna pilot the real
We're
Gundam.
already there. No, no, no. I'm talking about what happens after the fight with Macho and Yan.
Oh, okay. Shuji says Shuji basically has had enough, and his eyes light up pink. His eyes light up pink, and the Gundam grows
It
to
Yep.
grows and changes
it.
color.
It
It
becomes
grows.
manga. It grows so big the inkers can't handle it, and it drops into black and white.
So you
It,
know how
it,
they always use the moniker White Devil for it for
Yeah, it
the
mhm.
became
old
very
RX-72?
literal.
Yeah. Now,
Gave it
Paul,
red
I
eyes
know
then
that you
too.
have a good sense of like a Gundam encyclopedia when it comes to the mecha.
Mhm.
Did or did not this look like the G3?
It did.
Hmm.
It screamed G3. The
Yeah.
G3. It screamed the G3 concept designs.
What
That
is the G3 concept?
G3 concept is basically a pre-production Gundam. It was supposed to be before. It was supposed to be a Gundam that just came off the construction line. It originally wasn't supposed to have a core fighter, but it was just gray. It hasn't been painted into the fancy colors. It was just gray, and it was literally the Gundam. And
Got
it
it.
was more of a design to show. It was created after the show was big because they wanted to show that not all the suits were always supposed to be colored super friendly. It was
That
Yeah.
makes sense, which
a
is why,
concept
like,
design.
with Requiem for Vengeance, they've got
Hmm.
another Gundam in there, but that one looks more like the Easy 8 mixed with the Gundam, so that makes sense.
Yeah. They also have done. They also reference dummy balloons, which weren't in the
They
time
didn't really
at that
show them.
timeline. They weren't designed. They weren't developed yet. And throughout the series, they have not been shown. Yet they reference a technology that was
Hmm.
highly used during Char's counterattack.
Yep, there's a bunch of
Which
them in
And
that.
it's
yeah.
weird because this is like halfway between Zeta and Char's counterattack.
Hmm.
But I do want to mention where did all the Zeta stuff go?
Well,
It's
that's like asking where all the characters went. They went to the last 2 minutes of this episode, but
That's true.
which is a
I
confusing
feel
last
like they
two
were
minutes.
I feel like they were scared to use Amuro, and the
They
only
did
thing
use
we got
Amuro though.
no,
What?
we
When?
got a Ghost Amuro arm. We got Ghost
We
Amuro
got a Ghost
arms.
Amuro arm and voice.
What?
I don't even know if that was actually Amuro
It
because it
was.
actually sounded like voice.
I looked it up. It was actually the origin version of Amuro.
Oh, I haven't watched all of that, so that would be why I didn't recognize it.
I haven't either.
Uh,
That's why I was like, when I originally watched the episode, I watched it on my phone because I was doing things. So I was
Hey.
watching
I
it.
watched it during my lunch break. I watched
Yeah.
it twice during my lunch break, and then
And so when I was watching it, I like picked up on a lot of it, but not all of it. And in doing so, I didn't really register that it was Amuro who was talking at that point. So what we're referencing is the fact that when Shuji ends up turning into the big giant gray metal behemoth, he ends up basically becoming this giant deity Gundam that can pretty much bitch smack everything in the air and then crush it. That's exactly what he did to the
It's
G-Fred.
gone.
He crushed the G-Fred to the point where it exploded and its core managed to actually fly away, just in
Yep.
time.
yes, this series literally uses the escape pods more than any other series I've seen.
But they do it
We'll
effectively.
get to that because I know what you're
Oh, yeah.
referencing, and we'll talk about that at the very end because I wanted to make sure that we clearly say what happens there. So he ends up crushing the G-Fred. He's about ready to take the giant laser sword over to the Elmeth or the Rosa Sharon, and then Machu comes out in the G-Quux with unloaded and unlimited, grabs all of her fucking gravity spheres and puts them all together and completely blocks the saber. And
A saber
it
3 times her suit size.
Oh, more than 3.
By the way.
yes,
More like 5 or 6.
it is massive.
The
And so
scale
that's
is
at that
all
point
thrown
when
off,
there's
but that
basically
Gundam, like, putting it into terms, it grabbed the Fred like an action figure. So if the Fred is like
it backhanded it
2 or
first.
3 stories tall, and that's how big the hand is, that Gundam is like 100 and something stories tall. It is impossibly big. It's also moving way too fast for actually having mass, but that's a whole other thing.
Oh, I will say this. As a fan, if any of you notice, they animated it in the 70s art style
They
so that
did.
it
They made it
had
skinny and
motion
weird, and like
like
as it
it did
moved,
in
it
the
would like
70s show.
bend in ways that don't make sense. But that's because in the '70s show they went like a little off model to show like blurring and stuff. So like it was wiggly.
Hmm
It's the only way I can describe it is it was a wiggly Gundam because they didn't look like solid metal.
No, not at
I
all.
viewed all of it as them paying homage to the source material
Oh,
and keeping
100%.
it as they showed love to the original.
Including
And
the fight with the Shalia Shar fight when we get to it. There's a whole bunch of references in that too.
oh,
Dude,
um,
okay, so let's talk about that because I wanted to go mention that.
Oh, before we finish the G-Fred thing, yeah.
Yeah, so when you see them fight each other, both Shalia and Char, there's a lot of different references to the last episode
Yes.
of Mobile Suit Gundam. Like the fact that when
the fight with the Xeon.
yeah, like the fight with its young headless,
The headless and
bodiless.
armless. Yep. Head and
Yeah.
arm both get blown off, and he has to throw.
He also
stuff.
does a quote unquote upward shot, but it's not a shot. It's actually just him using his saber.
Yep.
But it's still
the same pose.
it's still cool.
The pose that is very well known to people who really like the original show. It's very specific to Gundam. It's shown on a ton of promo material. It's a specific moment in the original show and the movies, and they did it on
It's a
purpose.
beautiful move. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you know what? It worked.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It worked.
Answer.
So after Machu blocks the saber, that's when we get a whole bunch of Kira communication. It's where they start pouring their souls into each other, saying, "Look, this isn't right. This isn't what we need to do. If you really love her, just let her awaken on her own. That way she can leave." And it gets to the point where Shuji, I guess, basically is like, "You know what? You talking no jutsu with me. I'm proud of you.
hmm
I love you." and then you're like, oh shit.
And then they kiss?
And
But
then they do
yeah, they
kiss,
do
but
kiss.
it is like one of those teenage romance type things.
Well,
So
they technically they
it didn't
don't.
feel
Technically, their souls kiss each other in a realm that no one can get to.
soul bonding.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. Like a
Okay,
Spock and Captain Kirk.
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna say this, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Am I the only person who felt like Shinji said "I love you," but he meant it platonically, while meant it romantically? Because the
No,
entire
I
time,
actually am with you on that. I'm with you on
because
that.
No, that makes
yeah,
sense.
because the
Yeah,
entire
because
time
he
she kisses
he comes
Shinji,
off as
his eyes are
mildly
wide
unaware of
open.
what that is. Like, I don't think he gets
Yeah,
it. He's like Data from Star Trek. He's that whole like robot automaton thing he speaks still about in the third person about the Gundam. So I don't think he
So,
understands.
and
yeah.
that's why I think, with regards to quote unquote who Shuji
Uh-huh.
is, when we see this version of Shuji, this is the Shuji who's basically come to an understanding of this particular universe. When he's brought to this universe, he's like a new
Hmm.
fledgling being or a new fledgling god that's trapped inside of a being or whatever.
Hmm.
So he doesn't really know the logistics of how things work in this universe, but he's amazed, he's drawn to certain things, and that's all you
Yeah,
really
just a
know.
sense of wonder and awe. That's
So,
it.
right, and then once he finally comes into his own, he starts to remember who he is and why he needs to do what he needs to do. That's when he's like tries to vocalize his
Hmm.
actual feeling about the entire
Hmm.
situation, rather than being towards a person in general, just more along the lines of "I'm glad that I met you, I love you," because again,
Yep.
platonically, I don't think it's a romance thing. It's got to be something
Yeah.
like Paul
For
said, where
him,
it's
I
just
don't think he understands
yeah,
that. I don't think he knows what that is. Or,
right.
yeah, I think for him it was just connection because he hasn't had that before. And that's just, it's a thing. He's like, oh, I really, really like this person. I enjoy the connection I have with them. He expresses it as love, but there's many different versions of that for people. And I don't think he and Machu mean it in the same way. I agree with that.
Right. Now,
I
during that talk, we
oh
actually
wait
get a
wait
very special moment.
Oh boy.
I do have something to say about that
God damn it.
because no, because the moment he realizes he has emotions for Machu, that he cares about her, his Kira Kira background changes for a moment.
Hmm.
It goes bright, vivid yellow,
So,
how it
just to,
originally was when he was
Grounded in that world.
piloting. Yeah, when he was grounded
when
in
that
that world and
happens,
piloting.
is when we also hear the spirit of the Gundam or the Gquuuuuux talk to him, and that's when he responds saying, "What was that?" Because he
Hmm.
actually says that to the Gundam, which was
Yeah.
in a sense Amuro.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
So we
yeah.
get that. The Gquuuuux's head expands even further. Now, this is a really cool detail. Guys, what did you think of that Gquuuuux's head moment? What did you think it looked like?
I mean, I rolled a little
Honestly,
because I've watched the show that's from, but you know.
Not tell me.
yeah.
What
It,
is it?
Well, it may not be colored like Unit 1, but it opens its mouth like Unit 2.
Yes,
yeah.
but you're
It
also
was
missing one
very.
key
It
aspect,
screamed
and I will
Evangelion.
post this. No, 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 no. I mean, it does, but
And the
hang on.
yelling.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it when I tell you
Hmm?
this. When he opens his face, it represents and looks like Amuro's helmet.
Oh. So it's a mouth and a faceplate.
Yep.
That's vague.
Uh,
That's pretty cool, though.
I
That is really
yeah,
fucking
I they were
cool.
going for.
I,
I think they could have
I,
made it look a little more like that because it kind of just looked like a mouth with a glowy bit
I know, I
inside.
know. The only reason
I,
They
I
should have
found that
leaned a
out
little
is
more
because
into
after
that.
someone grabbed a screen cap of it, and then they actually showed his helmet compared to that face moment
Yeah,
side by side.
the
I'm like, holy
Federation
shit,
pilot
it really
helmet.
did do it.
The pilot helmet does look like that. You're correct.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Okay.
I
Paul,
also.
what happens after they stop talking?
Oh wait, which? Oh, after they stop talking, Lala awakens,
Dun,
and
dun, dun.
yeah, we get this. Thank you, Lala's only the otherworld. Lala's only lines
Oh,
to us. Thank you, new
just to
types from the other side.
not only
Mhm.
that, that's actually the voice actress from Lala from the Origin as well. And
Hmm.
one other
Okay.
thing that we forgot to mention that we completely glossed over.
Episode's a bit.
They do a really cool moment where you get to see a flashback fight between the original RX-782 and Char's
Oh,
Red
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Debu, and it's
Well, then
all
they
done in
rewrite it.
trigger or Kara animation,
And
except
then
the
they
way that
rewrite
it
the fight,
ends.
too. Hmm.
Exactly. The way
And
that
they
it
do it to
ends.
illustrate that there's a bunch of other universes that all ended differently, and Lala kept resetting them every time she hated the ending,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yep. It was bonkers. And that Char that we heard on there, that's also the one from the origin.
He
But
sounded
I'll be
different.
damned if
I
he sounded
noticed
like the
that.
original one that we had.
He
It's the
likes
same actor.
Cross.
It's the
Oh, it
same act.
is?
Yeah, it's the same
Oh, okay.
voice actor. I looked it up because I was curious because Shuji's voice actor sounded really familiar, and I looked him up. He also did the voice for Mikazuki August.
Mm.
English, which I've never listened to. Interesting.
I was like, oh,
Well,
but I will say
well.
this:
It's not
I,
like
I
not
did.
everybody's privileged enough to own the Blu-rays.
I'll say that I did also notice, and I did look it up. The first scene of Shuji in the actual Gundam, and I was just looking it up now. It is the first scene you see Hiro Yui in Wing, the Wing Zero Endless Waltz. They did the exact same pan that they did
Hmm.
in Endless Waltz for
Well, it's going to
when
be
he
filled
was
with
there.
all sorts of references. And that was
Yeah,
probably
but
a
I think it
reference to
was,
something before that. So,
Oh yeah, probably.
and it's
I
why he
wouldn't
would,
be surprised.
but it's supposed to
mhm.
pay homage to all the original, all the great Gundam series. Like each one is supposed to. There's supposed to be segments that reminisce from all the originals.
This is meant
So,
to be an
Will, since Paul
anniversary
failed
show.
me on that particular moment, what
What?
happened after their talk?
After whose talk? After she wakes up?
Shinji and Machu's.
Shuji and Mach. Stop calling him Shinji.
Oh,
The Fred is
my
the
bad.
purple suit. Jesus. Shinji
My
is a woman
bad.
show and tall.
That was a Freudian slip there.
Yeah, well, it's easy on this one. But
Yeah.
um, so she wakes up. She's like, "Thank you," and then massive explosion of energy. She then blips herself out of their universe, and for some reason, their universe still exists. They do not talk about it. They do not tell you why. They do not reference it. Shuji goes away too, and we just don't talk about it. And they continue to exist. Everything continues to happen, and you get an epilogue.
But
It's
you
very
you, you, you
confusing.
forgot the giant, head slash.
What?
The
Oh,
giant.
talking about how
I'm
Machi.
talking about like literally what happened right after.
Yeah, he's talking about how the G-Cux expands its beam saver to
Oh, the giant
basically turned
axe.
into
Yeah.
like a beam axe, and
Yep. And
then
then cuts the
pops
head
off.
off of the big white Gundam,
Yeah.
and it dies. I don't know how to define that.
Yeah,
It loses.
Oh,
magic.
It lost. Yeah, dude,
also
I don't
glossed.
know.
We
It's like that
also
guy for the
glossed
aliens
over.
meme, and you go like space magic.
Yeah,
Yep.
we also
Just
glossed
space
over
magic.
the fact
Sweet,
that
sweet
the moment
sciencey
Shalia
magic.
Bull saw the white Gundam, he said, "Oh my god, I feel like I died to that mobile suit before."
He did. Oh my, that was so weird.
It was like, wow, that was very meta.
It was basically anytime Shalia did something that was away from his current predicament that felt really out of place.
So
Uh-huh.
weird. I don't know why it kept happening. It was like he was yelling at the writer, "Stop paying attention to my fight. Look over there."
Right.
It's really weird. It was Deadpool piloting it for a second. What happened?
I don't know, man.
No,
This
this
was
episode is very weird.
Yeah, but I still love it.
Oh, so speaking of epilogue, after Lala leaves and Shuji disappears with her because they're from not there, and for
Mhm.
some reason their universe continues to persist despite many assertions that the only reason they exist is because Lala was there, perhaps her gift as a now newly formed chaos god is that she can just leave their world existing as a thank you present. I don't know. This show doesn't make any sense. Anywho, we get a beautiful epilogue. Who do we see on the stairs, gentlemen? It's for a moment. But who do we see?
Barbaral.
Sayla
No,
and
no, I said
Rambaral.
who do we... There we go. But don't give a shit about the leader of Xeon. Who do we finally see in the show?
Motherfucker.
We see Rambaral.
My boy.
It's no Zaku
Sweet
boy.
baby boy.
No Zaku.
And you...
I mean, it was really cool to see
It
Rambaral
was.
again.
They show
I
her
love
walking up, and I
Rambaral.
was like, I always forget that how do I put this nicely? She's a woman because they only ever show her in the very masculine and like military only outfit for the entire show. She never dresses
Hmm.
down. And then like even in the book, she is only ever in her uniform. And then at the end of the show, she F's off and runs away, and you just don't ever see her again. So it's like seeing her dressed not in a Federation military uniform is very weird. Even if you just put her in any normal outfit, it looks weird because that's not what she's ever worn. She's only ever dressed in
Well,
military fatigue.
I know that you haven't watched Zeta yet,
Hmm.
but she is in that.
Ooh, like a normal person? Because at that point she
Normal
hates war.
person. I believe she's a journalist in that.
Kai is a journalist. I know for a fact.
Yeah,
He gets
so is
into a
she, I
fight a
think.
couple times and is yelling at them. I think he gets punched by Bright because they're yelling at each other and arguing, and
I
Bright
mean,
decks him.
everybody gets
Doesn't
punched
Bright
by
hit?
Bright, so.
Look, his answer to solutions is punch it in the face.
But
I,
what's also funny, just to
You are
do some
piloting right.
just to do some Zeta spoilers. I started watching that a couple nights ago.
Hmm.
Very first episode, Bright walks in to talk to the leader of the Titans, the guy with the goggles, and he gets his shit pushed in. Like, he gets fucking decked by everybody in that goddamn room. Yeah,
Wait, Bright
it's
or the
miserable.
leader of the Titans?
Bright. Like, they
He
beat
gets-
the shit out of him.
he gets
Well,
bumped because the Titans are
honestly-
basically thugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're assholes.
They're kind of shit.
Yeah, I was about to say.
They're essentially like, I think they're all young, they're all disillusioned, and they're all really aggressive. And like that's the whole point, is they're the young, disillusioned, talented military. Like they break out, they're specifically military only, I think, and they break away because they're dissatisfied with the choices being taken. Think of them like that. Actually, no, that's a bad comparison because they were traditionalists.
3 episodes, they kill Camille's mom after
Yep.
using her as bait, and
Yep.
I'm like, that's
They
fucked up.
straight up murder
Camille
her
kills
and
his mom.
What?
Camille kills his own mom. He
No,
blows
he
up
doesn't.
that. Yeah, doesn't he blow? I thought he blows up the.
No,
the shuttle.
it was the dude who was in his own suit. He pressed a button which was supposed to set off a bomb. Instead, it ended up firing his gun and ended up shooting Camille's mom's cage.
Oh, Jared.
Yeah, Gerard. Yeah,
Yeah, that guy's a dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like he felt bad at first, but then afterwards, like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I hope your mom's dead. I'm like,
Yeah, he's
fuck.
kind of terrible, but he also exemplifies the issue with Titans. But that's a whole other show.
But also, just to do another thing on him real quick, I looked up to see how many episodes he's in. Apparently, after episode 12, he's basically put away until the final episode
Nice.
because everyone else became a better rival compared to
Yep.
Camille. And he shows up at the last episode and he's basically, I'm gonna put you down like a dog, and then he gets bitch smacked to
Mhm.
death.
Speaking of that, how are the last
So-
like 2 or 3 minutes of this show playing catch up?
Oh man, Paul, take it away.
You give me the worst part, of course.
I mean, I can take it if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We get a
Can you
zoom
say it all
out
sensual
to.
like?
We get a zoom out to the Earth where Shar goes to where Lala is.
Oh, that was
And
adorable.
Him in his
Oh, that was
white
so
suit.
adorable.
Really nice moment.
He's dressed like Quattro.
Him
Him in his white suit and sunglasses. Yep. Dressed
Oh,
like Quattro in the white suit and no, he wasn't dressed as
Wasn't he?
Quattro. He was still dressed as Shar, because
Okay.
Quattro always wore that red jacket.
oh yeah.
He
Okay.
always wore that bright ass
So
red
it's,
jacket.
they're still flirting with Zeta Gundam, but we're still firmly in the original show.
Yeah.
So he shows up on Earth, and he shows up to a little village that Lala's in,
Mm-hmm.
and Lala looks up. Before Lala looks up, she feels his presence. I do think it was a great detail that they showed the mud on his all white shoes.
Yep.
And as he's walking through, he's messing with the kids. Lala looks up and sees him and is smiling, like, "Oh
And
my
she
gosh,
starts gushing,
yes."
man.
Yep. Just right to the
And-
tears.
And then it just ends there. Then it jumps
There's your
to
happy ending.
Nyan and
No, you're missing all the other ones, dude.
So-
Let's talk
Which
about all
other
the other
ones?
fucking little people that we see real quick.
Well, you
Oh,
get the
the-
spy chick
oh.
finally again, and her little crew. They have an
Mhm.
underwater suit, and apparently they're still doing Gundam fights or whatever.
You saw what the underwater suit was, right?
It happened so fast,
Uh,
I missed it. What was it? A
It
Gog?
was basically a
Ziyag?
Was it Gog?
It's a Gok. Yeah, Gok.
Okay. Yeah, they
Yeah, it
modified
was
it
the
for
Zagak
space, and they were
mobile armor.
complaining that it didn't work well. And the guy goes, "Well, yeah, it was designed to work underwater. What did you expect?" Which is a really good reaction. He's not wrong.
Um,
Not the
let's
Zagak.
see. So
Zagak is the badass
was
looking one with the pincers.
Yeah. Yeah.
wait. So was it a Zagak or was it a Nat guy? I think it was a
Not
Zagak.
Akai is the little thing that looks like
Much
a
smaller.
munchkin.
Okay. So we've got that. We got the Char one. We've got the one involving Artesia.
Yep. And
Uh,
Rumbarol.
I think the only other one that we get before the very end is the shot with Machu's mom,
Oh yeah, she
where
finally gets a
she's
text message from her, and she freaks out and immediately calls her husband.
yeah, no, her
Which,
husband's home apparently.
yeah, oh yeah,
Like
she
she,
they don't show him, but she gets the text message, loses it, and then immediately starts talking to him. And I was like, "Aw,
yeah,
that's actually really nice." Although she
and
does
then
mention that she's still a the mom doesn't say it, but when they show Machu, she mentions
I'm
she
still a
doesn't
war
want to
criminal.
see. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I'm still wanted," and I was like, "Really?" Those people you know at the top of Xeon, and they can't just get that stuff like brushed under the rug. You know, like four of the leaders of the only factions left. I feel like they could get that thrown out.
And so they have
Oh
a
yeah.
nice little conversation at the beach. And first off, we get to see the Haro wearing basically a Luffy little hat. It was really cute.
That
I
was
love that.
that
That
was
was
pretty sweet.
adorable.
Oh,
Then
and
you
we
also
saw a new
see,
Haro. The girl with the Gundam fighters.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
She has a green one, like the original one Amuro had.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, it makes me wonder who's actually designing them because Amuro in the original one is the one who actually designed that
He built
Haro.
it. The
Yeah.
original Haro was built by him, and any other one you see was somebody copying his design, or he made it for him.
Yeah.
I think you didn't see any other ones in the original series. Anything else beyond that would have been anything like past, that. So, huh.
Yeah.
Also, you get the conversation between Nan and Machu. They talk
Yep.
about what they should do next.
Hmm.
And it looks like that they want to somehow meet Shuji again. And the way that they word it, it makes it seem like that they do have plans for a possible season 2. But if
Yeah,
they
this really
don't,
didn't. Yeah, this was like 80% an ending, but 20% teaser.
right?
Because it's very open.
But
Like they showed all those people to be like, no, no, we didn't forget about them, and I'm like, oh, okay, so you're not got it. Uh, and they showed them to be like they're still there. They reacted to the way everything changed too
mhm,
by the way they're still alive, and you're like, oh, okay, are we? Is this like a halfway through the story kind of deal, or like are we done?
I don't know.
I
They left it so
It's
open ended, but closed enough. It's like
yeah,
having a door and then closing it partially. You close it over.
yeah.
You
They're
don't.
like
oh
just in case we don't get the funding, this is the end. But if we do, see you guys in a year.
Right?
oh okay. So the suit is called the Zoc,
Zoc.
ZOCK.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's called the
Oh, it was the big
ZOCK.
fat one. Got it. Yeah,
And
that
I knew
thing.
there was a Z in
yeah.
there.
Apparently there were
Okay, the
only
Zoc, the big one,
three
the mobile armor.
built.
It was a mobile armor, not a mobile
That's
suit.
why.
It was
Yeah.
real
I think it
chunky.
was
It
based
was
off
it
of
No,
was
it's
what the
chunkster.
considered
helmet
a
ended
mobile
up
suit.
becoming, right?
It is a mobile suit, but
Kinda.
it is
Huh?
only a but there were only three of them built because they were so useless compared to the
I mean, it's
alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, it's because it's less maneuverable. It's heavier, but it's not as beefy as like the big Zom, which only works because it has so many munitions and it can shield itself. So it was like it was halfway between a mobile suit and a mobile armor, but it because of that it didn't do either thing well. So it's one of those like dead end trees when you're designing. It's like, oh, that's kind of a failed thing, which is why they only built three.
Yeah,
And in the show, Amuro killed one. So,
yeah,
wah, wah.
yeah. So
He also kills the random fucking Zaccarello, which you only see once in the entire show. But it's still
Yeah,
such
he
an
took out the
iconic
big
thing, and you're like,
Zom,
okay,
but
let's keep it. God. Guys, that finale, it's obviously going to be very divisive among the fans. I mean, if you've gone
oh,
to any
the
kind of
show is.
if you've gone to any kind of review board or anything like that, you would see how many people either love it, hate it, in
Mhm.
between. There's not so much in between, but yeah, it's either love
No,
it or hate it.
it's this entire show is polarizing. A lot of people are just like some of them are like, I'm just waiting for the next one. I don't really care for this. A lot of people are confused. And it's just this show is very, very unique, and it is very love it or hate it. Some
mhm.
people
And I
for
love
it, and
it.
others don't.
I love it.
I'm curious what it'll look like over time.
Like,
Like I know it has its issues, but you know what? I was always smiling and if I wasn't smiling, it was
Yeah.
because I was covering my mouth
In shock.
in shock, just because it was just goddamn good. I loved it,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
because of this, I cannot wait to talk Rebirth of Evangelion with you.
Okay.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
All right.
All right.
The movies can be watched on their own.
Yes.
So
Well, no, they cannot.
don't don't play. No, no, no. Sit down. Put the whiteboard away.
I'm not going to get into it on this recording, but I will tell you everything is canon.
Yeah, but how? Where the fuck am I going to get a copy of like a side story
No, no,
manga
no, no.
that
I'm not
was
talking about.
went out
I'm
of
talking
print
about anime. You
15
son of a
years
bitch.
ago? Yeah, well, when you say everything, Ava's kind of
Okay,
weird.
it's strictly anime. That's it.
Okay, good. So not the visual novels or the light novels or the side manga or the other side manga. Okay, good.
Hmm.
Those are canon in their own universes, but kind of like how Gquuuuuux is canon to its own universe. So, yeah.
I guess we could also
Oh,
begin.
and they never tell us what the title is. They never say its true name.
Well, I don't think
That's why I kept
G-Cooks.
thinking it was a simulation.
Oh, Jesus.
I do
Calm down.
that honestly, if there is a third season, it will be a
Second.
time. Sorry, a second season. Sorry.
Boy, jumping
If
ahead
there
already.
is, if there
No,
is a
no, no. They
second
put
season,
so much into the last 4 episodes. This was season 2. We're waiting for season 3.
yes, like it does feel like that. I'm sorry. The last 3 or 4 episodes feel like a whole nother season.
That is true. I'll
Hmm.
give you that.
But
Yeah.
I personally think if they do come back with a second season, it will be a time jump. But I also think that it also begs the question if the other series we have seen that have come out recently, if they are alternate universes as well. If
I mean,
Requiem
technically, there
is
are
an
alternate
alternate
universes.
no, I mean if I mean other UC series that we've seen, like Requiem, Thunderbolts,
No,
if
Requiem has
Origin.
been considered part of the main canon.
Honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. That Gundam was too advanced compared to what it was, but it could just be the time it came out. But I'm just saying, it begs the question if any of those others are going to be canon, the canon UC storyline timeline, or if they are going to retroactively change them to be alternate universe.
I don't
Alternate.
know if they'll do that because that sounds like that would be too much, asking for too much. I think UC is still going to be
Honestly,
UC, AU is still going to be AU, and then anything that has their own timeline is going to be their own timeline. Everything except AU, which is the Gquuuuuux timeline, all leads to Turn A somehow. So think of it that way.
sadly, I could see G Cooks leading into Turn A.
No, I feel like if they're going to do Turn A, it would be called Double Turn A or Turn Double A.
Probably.
Turn B.
No, it'll be
Motherfucker,
Turn
you're supposed.
A. It'll be Turn A. And it will literally have the pronunciation for A there. Turn A. Gundam.
I'm gonna need you to shut up.
Please, this made no. Okay, I'm sorry. I love. I enjoyed this series, but they need to freaking change the name. I'm okay. I love the art styles for everything, but G Crux is just too much every
Nah,
single
because
freaking time.
everyone knew they were gonna call it Gquuuuuux. I don't think they cared.
It just. I
I
hope
think you just need to stop being a little bitch, Paul.
I'm being a little bitch. I'm being an actual fan. I adore how they. No, I will say this. They paid
My name is
the
Paul. I'm being
amount.
an actual fan.
No, they paid the respect that the original series was due. They've shown so much love to the source material. If my biggest gripe is the name, my biggest gripe is the name, there is nothing wrong with this show.
Some people would probably say that the other way, but whatever.
There, it's like these other animes that have the longest freaking names ever, but their
The time I walked
shit
down
is
the stairs,
subpar.
tripped, fell, burnt my knee, hit my head, woke up in another universe, and was late for class.
Yeah,
The
yeah, shit
Wait,
series.
like
no, no,
that.
no, no, no. Let me do it. Let me do one. Let's do a random anime name generator. All right. The time I woke up, got out of bed, and saw that I had a scar on my left knee, and then as soon as and then they just trail off. They don't say anything else.
Yeah. It's just there's ridiculous anime names, but this series did
That one
so
time I was
much.
named Paul.
Fuck you. This series has done so much with what they had and went in a direction nobody could predict. No fan could have predicted it.
Hmm.
And it wasn't bad. They jumped the shark and made it look badass.
I see that.
Anyways, thanks for listening, guys.
Yes, yes. Thank you all for listening, and thank you for your time today.
Oh,
Next,
you
we're
actually
gonna be
took
of
that as the
everything.
real ending.
Next review will be of the entire series, and we'll go over it in detail and tell you our highs and favorite episodes. And each one of us will tell you our favorite characters throughout the show.
Who said that you could be a full host?
You said I'm a co-host, so boom, bitch, get used to it.
Bitch, you are a guest.
Damn, you being sassy.
Nah, he's just jealous. He
uh,
didn't think of that before.
anyways, before this show got hijacked, god damn it. Um, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing Transformers 5, which is Transformers The Last Night. We are planning on doing Robot Jocks. And
Mhm.
originally it's weird because with each thing I keep on moving the goalpost where I'm like, alright, Transformers Last Night, it's going to be season finale. Oh no, Robot Jock season finale. I guess now we'll have the full G-Cucks review as the season finale.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh, we
Well,
should
I
save
had a good
Robot
time.
Jocks for. We should save Robot Jocks from when we do an entire viewing of the trilogy.
Mm, I don't think I have the stomach or the brain capacity to do that.
Okay. And I
I'm
did
sorry,
not
not brain
know.
capacity. I don't have a place to store my brain while watching the second and third ones back to back like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Damn.
bad enough that we're doing that for the Transformers movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know what? I will probably make changes then. Instead of Robot Jocks, we could probably do the G-Quux finale and then save Robot Jocks for the next season.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think we should do something with more Robot Jocks because it is so bad. It deserves so much attention.
Paul, here's the thing. You ready?
You a bitch.
I don't care what you think.
See, I knew he was gonna be insulting. That's why I try to cut him off with the you bitch.
I don't care what you think, you bitch. All right.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in for this G-Quux interlude. We will be back for the full G-Quux in review later this season as our finale. Adios, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Good night, everybody.